Guys, I can't put it into words how tired and just confused I am about this whole situation regarding the March event invites, because if you didn't know, we should have seen an invite for the March 23 event today, because Apple usually releases their invites a week prior to the event, and we got nothing, which is pretty weird because this information about a March 23 event didn't come from some dodgy source on the internet with no credibility. This came from Kang, the most reliable Apple leaker there is. It came from Loved Dream, another very credible leaker. This came from John Prosser, who put his eyebrows on the line because he was so confident about invites going out today. And now he has no eyebrows, which is kind of sad. But anyways, let's delve into why these leakers were so wrong about this prediction, and also what other possibilities are there for the March event, and exactly when is it actually happening. So without further ado, make sure to like, subscribe, and join the Butterfication Squad for the latest Apple news and rumours. And with that being said, let's just tuck in. So let's first tackle the biggest question of the night, and that is why? Why did we not see invites go out today? So obviously I would love to have some insider information to really understand what's going on, but of course I'm just a guy on YouTube, and so I can only theorize, unfortunately, and one of my theories is maybe we have supply issues. So I think everyone knows at this point that COVID has wrecked Apple's supply chain, and of course we saw major delays last year because of this, and so it's very likely this March event is also getting cancelled because of the same reason. I think the major red flag for me that gave this away is the fact that AirPods 3 are delayed, apparently, because of course I delved into, in yesterday's video, that Min-Chi Kuo says the AirPods 3 aren't coming out till Q3 of this year, which of course goes against pretty much every other report from other credible sources saying the AirPods are ready to go. And so, initially I kinda assumed that maybe things were getting lost in translation, and I sort of dismissed the report. But today, we had major developments on the AirPods 3 situation because, number one, Mr. Kang, the ever-reliable Apple leaker, seems to be backtracking on his previous statements because he now says that maybe there could be production issues and delays because of the pandemic, and so it's likely that maybe AirPods 3 are going to be pushed back. Not only that, but of course another reliable leaker, Mr. Loved Dream, also says that AirPods 3 are not in his dream, and that basically means that he doesn't see AirPods 3 launching anytime soon. This just left me really confused because, of course, only up until last week, these leakers were very confident about this March release and the fact AirPods 3 were ready to go, and now they just come out and say, oh, forget about that because there could be delays now. And so yes, basically what I'm getting to is maybe there have been some last minute production issues that have pushed back the release of iPad Pro, AirTags, and maybe AirPods 3, and so without the products, Apple can't have a March event, and so that's why we didn't see an invite today. Another wild conspiracy theory floating around is maybe Apple's leaking fake info on purpose to catch the sources of those leakers, because of course we all know Apple does not like leaks. They want things to be secrets, they want to surprise their fans and consumers, and leaks pretty much ruin everything because nowadays we know so much about these Apple products weeks ahead of launch, and so Timothy is probably not too happy about that, and so maybe he came up with some sort of smart plan to basically give certain fake info to people who he thinks are sources and essentially get them caught. That's a pretty evil plan, but I can see Apple doing just that. And so yes, it's very plausible that maybe the March 23 event and the products that were allegedly ready to ship were just fake info from Apple to, of course, catch these leakers and their sources. But okay, enough of the conspiracy theories. Let's delve into what could happen in the near future regarding the March event. So one theory I see is maybe we see an event take place on the 30th of March instead, because Apple nearly always has events on a Tuesday, and so that basically rules out every other day except the 23rd and the 30th. And since we didn't get invites today for a March 23 event, it's likely it's been pushed back to the 30th and we see the invites on the 23rd. I guess that is plausible, but a part of me does think the 30th is too late in the month for an event. And actually, let's move on to a theory that makes a lot more sense in my opinion, and that is we see the event take place on the 23rd, but we get the invites a little closer to the event. Now, yes, I'm completely aware that Apple gives us invites to an event either a week prior or 2 weeks prior with, of course, the physical events we had before. But if you think about it, no one needs the invites as soon as that because we're all watching it from home. None of us are going there in person. Whether you're MKBHD or just some random Apple fan, you're watching at the comfort of your home. And so there's not much point to Apple giving us the heads up about the event a week prior, and maybe we see the invites 3 or 4 days before the actual event. And so yes, there is hope, and I would frantically continue to refresh the events page on the Apple site because there is a chance that maybe we see the invites either tomorrow or some other day during this week. However, if I were to make a bet on what I think is most likely, I think we're seeing press releases on the 23rd. I think there is no event and we just see Apple refresh the site with the new iPad Pro and AirTags. I think this does make a lot of sense because we have seen Apple refresh the iPad Pro via a press release before in 2020, and so they could easily do the same this year. However, when it comes to AirTags, that's a slightly more confusing situation because AirTags are a completely new product category for Apple, and so ideally they need to explain and demonstrate the use cases of the technology on stage. And so a part of me does think they might be pushed back again, and maybe we see them at the September event alongside the iPhone 13s, which I think does seem pretty plausible. Alternatively, I do also think there is a chance we could see videos attached with the press release with some sort of brief explanation of how AirTags works and the use cases, much like Craig did back with the Magic Keyboard in 2020 when that came out as a press release too. And so yes, there are so many possibilities with this March event, and I'm as confused and uncertain as you guys, so let me know in the comments below, what are your predictions for the March event? Do you still think there's going to be one, or is it going to be a press release instead? Anyways, thank you for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and join the Buttification Squad for the latest Apple news and rumors. Check out the video in the icon above about AirPods 3 possibly being delayed. And on that note, I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya, peeps.